And on the other side of the board, my questing knights did charge. They ended up in the water, but again, I'm not too concerned. His mounted guys over there fled. His fast cab fled. My Pegasus Knights did go into the side of those hounds because I know they're basically just there to distract me and march block me. I figure, there's really no risk there. The only risk would be if I beat them and overrun, or I mean can't restrain, so I have to overrun into those Chaos Warriors. Statistically the odds of that happening are low, but it's possible. So after the combat with the Chaos Knights, I thought maybe there's going to be some special magic thing, and there wasn't. I did lose 2 Grail Knights, and that was it. I did run him down. The only kind of bad thing is both units rolled the exact same pursuit roll, so they're side by side. It's going to be kind of hard to move around on my next turn. And I know he's going to try to set something up. And yeah, exactly what I thought would be the only bad thing did happen. My Pegasus killed all but 2 of the Warhounds, and the Warhounds fled, but in my pursuit I was unable to restrain, and I went right into the back of that Chaos Warrior unit. Ugh. Those little red dice there, those are just Mistress of the Marsh, remember, so his level 2 Fire Mage and his unit here are only going to be able to use half their speed until the end of their next turn. Alright, beginning of his turn, the 2 remaining hounds are unable to rally. They're just heading for the nearest table edge. He did rally the Marauder Horsemen over here. They're just turning around facing my Questing Knights. Okay, this is where I found out that his Frenzied hero on the Juggernaut has a magic item. It's the Helmet of something something, and I don't even know what it does, but he has to take a stupidity test at the beginning of his movement phase, and this turn he failed it. So it overrode the Frenzy. He didn't charge the Grail Relic at all. He just moved forward 3.5 inches in a stupid way. So I'm actually fine with that. Just means one less turn to worry about him. He'll still probably eventually have to charge my Grail Relic. And my Pegasus Knights are not too successful charging into the Chaos Warriors, actually. They don't wound a single one. He puts 2 wounds on. I'm down to just the champion. My champion flees. He does not pursue. Alright, we're on to his turn now. And, or no, this is still his turn. Those chosen warriors did charge the dwarfs on this turn. And I got a stand and shoot with the throwing axes, but they just bounced off their armor. His champion has to issue a challenge. My champion accepted. The champion died, but there was no overkill. And I couldn't believe it, but that was the only wound I took, was just the champion died. That was it. Dwarfs are leadership 9. And let's see, I had 2 ranks. He had 1 rank. And after that 1 wound, we had the exact same number of guys. He did have a banner, though. So, let's see. Anyway, he beat me in combat res by 1. Dwarfs are leadership 9, so 9 minus 1, I needed an 8. I rolled exactly an 8, so I was pretty pleased with that. So, now it's the beginning of my turn. I decide to bring my Knights of the Realm in there. Kind of a risky move, but, I went with it. Oh, man, and I came so close to breaking him. Again, when we actually fought, I couldn't do any wounds on him. All he did was kill 1 rank-and-file dwarf. And I had flank bonus. He did not get his rank. I had 1 rank. I had outnumber. All he had was a wound and a banner. So I won combat by 1. He's leadership at 7. And yeah, he rolled exactly 7. So I guess what goes around comes around, and I'm just afraid I'm not going to do too well after this. Probably shouldn't have charged those guys in there. Probably should have just let the dwarfs take them on, but oh well, too late now. So when I need to move around here, you'll see I took my general out of that unit. He's off to the far left edge of the screen there. I'm basically putting him in a situation where his Shaggoth can only charge 1 of the 2 units, and whichever one he charges, hypothetically, the other one would Actually, I'm pretty sure he can only charge the Knights Errant based on range, and then the Grail Knights will get to flank him as long as he can hold up one turn. I did kind of forget about the General and his ability to fly, that he'll probably be able to charge me too, but we'll see how that goes in a little bit here. On the other side of the board, my questing Knights at the top of the screen, they activate their Twilight Banner, moved in such a way that they're basically just facing those Marauder Horsemen. I'm about to say, look, if you hold still, I'm going to charge you next turn. If you flee one more time, I'm giving up on you. Because those Marauder Horsemen, admittedly, have done a really good job of tying up one of my best units. It's not even worth the points to go after them. They don't have a standard or anything. Got Mistress of the Marsh off again on his Chaos Warriors, so they can't hardly move. Also, by the way, I forgot to mention my champion of the Pegasus Knights did rally. Alright, so now we're at the halfway point of the game. This is Chaos Warriors turn number 4. You'll see the Warhounds failed to rally. They ran off the board. That's good. The Juggernaut Rider had to charge the Grail Relic. He was frenzied, he had no choice. The War Shrine did voluntarily join in the fun too. The only reason the Juggernaut's facing backwards is because he couldn't fit. He just pretend he's facing forward. The Ogre Shaggoth predictably charged my yellow guys here, the Knights Errant.
And his general charged them in the side too, so I was a little scared there, but we'll see how that plays out in just a few moments here. I think we forgot one thing here. I don't remember. Either they passed their terror test, getting charged by that guy, or we just forgot to take it. One of the two. So in the magic phase, some sort of spell goes off. I don't remember what it is. One Grail Knight dies. By the way, I apologize. Those Grail Knights aren't on their horses. It's just horses, because my Grail Knights are in the workshop, still getting built. So over here in the combat that was between my Knights of the Realm and the Dwarf allies and the Chosen, again, I can't do a single wound on his Chosen. This time he has a little more hitting power. He kills one of my Knights. He kills 2 Dwarfs. So this time he breaks me. I don't remember what leadership test I had to take, but it was definitely less than 9, and the Dwarfs rolled a 9 and the Knights rolled a 10. So either way, I'm in pretty big trouble here. Yeah. I don't know if I have a picture of it later or not. He pursued in the direction of the Knights because the Chaos Warriors were lined up in such a way that I'd run into them. And yeah, both my Dwarfs and my Knights died. I don't remember if I ran into the Warriors or if he just rolled higher than I did and wiped them out. But either way, yeah, my Dwarfs are dead. My Knights of the Realm are dead. Here's a picture of the battle with the Grail Relic. Obviously, you know, he does more wounds than me. In fact, the Grail Relic can't get a single wound off on either one of those guys. Doesn't matter, though. They're stubborn 8. I rolled a 4, so we're still locked in combat, which is it's fine with me. It's exactly what I wanted. The big battle, the important battle, my Errants and the Shaggoth. This was kind of unexpected. His Shaggoth, I think, directed all of his wounds, or all of his attacks at my BSB, and did not get any on him, as far as I remember. His general was required to issue a challenge. My champion took it up. He died with